Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the June Keys Penguin Habitat. My name's Sarah. I am trying to head out to the exhibit, but we have some pretty excited penguins. This is their lunch. Our birds get fed 2 to 3 times a day, depending on their needs. Right now, they tend to be a little bit more hungry, so I'm offering them that second feed today. So you guys are more than welcome to check that out. I will be on and off the mic during the feed. What we do with our birds is we hand feed them, and we log every single fish that they eat. So it's kind of hard for me to do both of those things at once, but definitely come on over to the habitat and watch our birds get fed. I will get off the mic when our birds aren't as hungry. Back on the mic. Good afternoon, everyone. If you are just joining us, I'm feeding our Magellanic penguins. It's something pretty cool for you guys to check out. We do this 2 to 3 times a day. They get 2 types of fish. This I'm holding up is a herring. It's a larger fish. It tends to be a favorite for our birds. Whereas capelin is the other fish that we offer our birds, not as popular. But what's pretty cool about working with these birds is that throughout the seasons, they do different things. So some birds that will only eat herring, like one of our birds, Shim, he now is only eating capelin because he's in breeding season mode. So that's just another little observation that helps us kind of determine what's going on with our birds. But when you're a Magellanic penguin, you have a breeding season only once a year, and we are right in the middle of that right now. We have had 13 chicks hatch here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. I see all 3 of them right now. One of them, her name is Dee. She's walking towards the bucket of fish. She's probably pretty hungry. This is her brother, Wally. And then in the water, we have Cleopatra. Those are our 3 chicks that hatched this past May. They're almost a year old. And that's why they look a little bit different than the other birds that you see out here that are fully, not fully grown, but they have adult plumage or feathers. So that's kind of like a signal to the other birds that these guys are just kind of trying to figure out what life is like trying to be a penguin. They kind of get a free pass. But during breeding season, a lot of our adult birds that are paired up, they do mate for life. But a lot of those birds that are paired up are actually in those burrows right now. So you can kind of see some of the birds are standing outside their nest, like Matson here. His mate Lily's inside, so he's guarding his territory. And all of these younger birds, if they were to try to go over to Matson, well, he would let them know this is his spot, not theirs. Both male and female incubate the egg and also brood or raise the chick. They have something called a brood patch. So if you look on the lower part of their belly when they're standing on land, there's a crease. And that crease kind of folds over the egg or chick and helps keep them nice and warm. So they switch every couple of days. Here at the Aquarium of the Pacific in our habitat, they kind of have like a day and night shift. So usually we see the females on the nests in the morning and the males at night on nests in the evening. But that doesn't always work out. Sometimes they don't really want to give up incubating that egg or brooding or raising that chick. And the other penguin will just kind of sit in the kennel with them and wait for their turn. You are looking at Magellanic penguins. Believe it or not, we do have 23 in our habitat. But like I was saying, a lot of them are in their burrows right now. If you visit us in a few months, we're going to be going through our yearly molt with our Magellanic penguins. These guys actually regrow their feathers once a year. That's why we have those subadults, because those guys have not gone through that adult molt quite yet. This bird's name is Fisher. He tends to be a little bit late to the bucket. He has his own burrow, but he doesn't have a mate, so he's spending a lot of time kind of guarding that area. These birds do have their own personalities. Everybody's a little bit different. If you watch them for long enough, you can kind of start to see those personalities come alive. The best way to work with these birds is through observation. So by observing them throughout the day, I get a chance to kind of see how they're doing, what's going on, what they're behaving like. If they're not eating, we make a note of that. Basically, since these guys can't speak our language, we have to learn to speak theirs. And we work very closely with the vet staff to make sure that everybody's nice and healthy. So this is kind of an interesting scenario going on over here. That's Floyd, who just jumped up on that rock, and that's Avery, who's kind of giving him a look. So Floyd's nest box is actually right inside where Avery is kind of standing, but when it's breeding season, everybody gets kind of nosy, and they want to see what the other birds are up to. So Avery and Floyd might bill duel. That's kind of one of the ways that they defend territories. They clack their bills together. And their bills are pretty sensitive. They do have nerve endings in them, and they are made out of keratin, same thing as your hair and fingernails. Looks like Avery kind of got the memo to move out of Floyd's way. These guys have an interesting social dynamic as well. There isn't really one penguin that's in charge. They live in a colony. So some birds take charge a little bit more than other birds do. If you notice when I started feeding the birds, some birds went right to the bucket, others kind of came up gradually. The key to feeding these guys is to get the birds that really want to eat fed, because what they'll try to do is steal the fish from the birds that are a little bit more relaxed. But it's my lucky job to work with these guys 5 days a week. I can tell you they are amazing animals. We are very happy to have them here at the aquarium. We're able to have them because 4 of these birds were rescued from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And Magellanic penguins are native to Chile and Argentina in South America, not really Brazil. So they got lost along their way. We think they might have been looking for food, and the current kind of pushed that food further and further away. The sources of food for these guys is diminishing, so they have to go further than they used to find food. That's just one of the possibilities, but they were deemed unreleasable, meaning they couldn't go back to their natural habitat, so we were able to give those 4 birds a home. Their names are Robbie, Roxy, Kate, and Avery. Avery's right here, walking towards the water. And we've actually had 13 chicks hatch here at the aquarium. Floyd and Roxy have had 7 out of the 13 chicks that have hatched here. Looks like our birds are pretty full. I'll be back out here at about 4 o'clock to give them one more feed for the day. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and enjoy the rest of your day here at the aquarium. Just a reminder, we are a nonprofit institution, so your paid admission is going right back to these animals, whether it's to provide them with the health care or food they need. Everything does count. So thank you guys so much and enjoy the rest of your day here at the aquarium.